Before watching this performance of Valsha the Slave Queen, I would like to say a few words to explain the unusual proscenium which moves up and down in this production. I call this theatre the Herkomer Theatre, after Sir Hubert von Herkomer, the very successful genre and portrait painter of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Other than painting, his main pursuits were theatre, filmmaking and motor cars. One of the innovations in his theatre work was to design a proscenium that could change shape, increase and decrease the aperture size to fit the mood of the scene. He never realised this idea in practice and failed to interest West End theatre owners with it. It would have been extremely expensive to realise. But it can easily be achieved in the new model theatre at little extra cost. There are basically 4 positions in my Herkomer Theatre. Number 1, normal, which is my normal landscape proscenium, which I use for most of my productions. Number 2, high, for dramatic and spectacular effects. Number 3, close up, where faces can fill the size of the aperture. Number 4, small, where one can home in on intimate moments in the drama. A few words about Sir Hubert von Herkomer, who is rather neglected these days. He was a very successful portrait painter of high society and also of genre paintings. And his most famous painting was of the Chelsea pensioners at prayer. In contrast, he did many woodcuts of the poor and working people, which appeared in the Graphic magazine and was a great influence on the young Vincent van Gogh, who bought this journal regularly. In later life, Herkomer moved out of London to Bushey and built there for himself a gigantic mock Bavarian mansion which he called Lululand, named after his second wife. Near here, he took an old Methodist chapel and converted it into a theatre, where he wrote and designed his own plays, created very interesting lighting effects, and even composed his own music. He was trying to emulate Wagner's ideas of a Gesamtkunstwerk. His next passion was filmmaking, and he converted the theatre into an early film studio, one of the first to be seen in this country. And here he made 7 feature-length productions before the year 1914. And finally, a few words about Valsha the Slave Queen. This was one of my early excursions into the live 19th century drama, and there were no toy theatre sheets of this play, which was by Joseph Stirling Coyness from a French original, and was the smash hit at the Adelphi Theatre in the Strand in 1837. And it starred the popular actress Mrs. Yates as Valsha The Slave Queen, and starred O. Smith, the actor, as Graf, the mysterious, sinister, wandering warrior. In 2005, we made a show about O. Smith, as he's such an interesting actor. He was famous as the King of Terror, Master of the Monstrous, and played roles like the monster in Frankenstein and the Flying Dutchman. And we made a production about him with the actor Peter Baldwin playing O. Smith, reminiscing about his life in the theatre and the roles he played, whilst I did extracts from his shows. And unfortunately, there was no room to fit a scene from Valsha into this production. So in 2010, we made our own version of the play, Valsha the Slave Queen, and I designed the figures and scenery myself, but did use the original play script edited. I also took the liberty of juxtaposing some of my own music next to that of the great Czech composer Smetana, where we used extracts from his great symphonic poem Má vlast. This show lasts 43 minutes and is in 5 scenes. Thank you.
The city of Prague in the olden days, the hall of audience in the palace of King Przemyslaus of Bohemia. Enter his son Prince Ludgar, Melenik the Prime Minister, and Tarandorf, Governor of the Citadel. These are dark days. The Queen has been dead this year past. The period of mourning now over, the King must marry again. The King still laments his loss. Will he consent? He must. Today his answer must be given to the council. Methinks, my prince, that your approaching nuptials should abate his melancholy. This day your lovely bride Marie enters Prague, does she not? Yes, she does, and I have prayed for my father to restore to liberty the Saxon captives in the citadel, that they may partake in the general happiness. The King approaches! My beloved father, leave me, Ludgar, and the rest of you. I would confer with Prime Minister Melenik alone. My lord, you know the grief which wrings my heart. Can I retract that fatal promise? You must, my liege. Would you place a vassal, a slave, on Bohemia's throne, a woman who the chance of war has made your prisoner, and whom our laws condemn to be your slave forever? This marriage to her would debase the throne and brand your name with infamy forever. Valsha has claims that raise her far above the other women of her condition. What if she should claim that fatal promise? She will not dare, but should she do so, offer her gold, liberty. If she refuse, the dungeons of the citadel would teach her submission. My liege, the vassal Valsha demands admittance. I will not see her. 'Twere better this woman's silence be bought than enforced. Let her approach. I will retire. Let not the slave triumph over the king. Valsha, what brings you here? What brings me here? I'll tell thee, noble king. Tis rumored thou art about to take a second wife, another queen, and she is not me. Sire, is this true? Speak, speak. I say, answer me. How dare you question me? By what right? Right? Do you not know me? Listen, King of Bohemia. Let me refresh your faithless memory. A warrior's daughter was brought to the mighty king's court and became a slave. She was young and beautiful. She spurned all noble love and liberty, all, when the king himself... Oh, horror! The king! I spoke of the king, did I not? He offered gold, threatened her, wept at her feet, swore he loved her. The poor simple girl believed him, relied upon a sacred oath, and that oath, that lying oath, she sacrificed her honor and peace of mind forever. Oh, spare me, Valsha! He swore to marry her if ever fate permitted him. That credulous girl was Valsha. The perjured man was Premislaus. I have not forgotten that terrible oath. No, but you betrayed. I had a son. You tore him away from my arms, then told me he had died. Still, I did not curse you. But now, when you are about to take a second wife, you ask what brings me here before you? Valsha, it is impossible. Release me from this fatal promise. Do not degrade yourself before the vassal. The queen alone shall answer you. The crown is mine. The crown I'll have. Valsha, rest satisfied. You shall have justice. I triumph. I feel myself a queen, and now the mother's anxious thoughts return. My son, my dear lost son. Ah, Regine the nurse approaches. Heaven surely sends her at this moment. Valsha, stay, Regine. Tell me of my child. Why renew this painful subject? He is not dead, Regine. A voice from heaven whispers to me. He is not dead. He is. I've told the truth. Farewell. I command you stay. Command from you? Valsha, you are not yet a queen. But soon I shall be, and with power to punish such insolence as thine. Our kingdom's welfare requires that a queen should grace Bohemia's throne. The crown no longer possesses any charms for us. We therefore abdicate our throne and yield it to our beloved son, Prince Ludgar, and his beauteous queen, the Princess Marie. What? Deceived? Father, It must not be. My son, I feel I shall not long be with you. A second time betrayed. Oh, infamy! That woman has been cruelly, deeply wronged. Restore her to liberty. Thou traitor king, I will reclaim my wrongs to all the world. Soldiers, drive this woman from the palace. My curse is on thee. Coward! Traitor! A delightful gaggle of gossiping slave girls getting in the daily water ration. Here comes our sister Kebby. What news? Haven't you heard? Shocking. Our dear companion Fallow is dead. Dead? She has thrown herself from the ramparts into the river. For what? Why, they pretend to say she had fallen in love with her master, Baron Turrendorf, governor of the citadel. Impossible. Why, he's as ugly as old Nick. Huh. We're ill-treated while we live and slandered when we die. My only comfort is to plague my master as much as I can. Come, girls, let's to the fountain and fill our pitchers, or we shall lose the entire day here at Chattering. And it's no use putting yourself in such a frustration, sir. Who are you talking to, Mina? To my master Bolbeck, the wine merchant, to be sure. Blessed you, he's used to it. He's a great brute. Never happier but when he's giving me trouble. Mean to do this, mean to do that. Egad, I'd meaner him if I had my way. One would get more rest being a Saxon prisoner. Why do you remain with him then? Because, my dear, nobody else will have me. Well, have patience. Valsha has promised to speak to the king and get him to abolish this female slavery forever. But haven't you heard? The old king's dead, and Ludger on the throne. You don't say. 'Tis whispered he poisoned himself. Poisoned himself, and all because he would not marry our sister Valsha. Hush, here she comes. Vengeance, vengeance. I call on you, sister slaves, to aid me in my vengeance. Valsha, I have been basely driven from the palace, and now I should be queen. Valsha, how can a poor weak one weak? You know me not. I am a warrior's daughter. You shrink. Will we submit tamely to the injustice of these laws? If possessed of beauty, are we not ruined and betrayed? And when the tyrant master gets sated with his victim, she is murdered, as poor Fallow was. Fallow murdered? I saw a woman on the citadel's ramparts, struggling with the soldiers. I heard a piercing shriek, and I beheld that woman's form fall upon the rocks below and roll into the gorge. As the current bore her away, she shrieked the murderer's name. 'Twas Turrendorf. Turrendorf? Governor of the citadel? Poor Fallow. As you love your lives, revenge her death. Listen, I have a plan. In the dungeons beneath the citadel, the Saxon prisoners are confined. I will release them. They shall give me the crown. But how do we get into the citadel? Governor Turrendorf has long sought to entice me into his service. I this day became his vassal. See, I wear his signet ring. I can now pass unquestioned through the citadel. But there are soldiers there. We shall overcome them with the strong man's conqueror, wine. Governor Turrendorf, he dies. The murderer of our poor sister is unfit to live. Slaves and vassals of Bohemia, meet me on the rocks beneath the citadel, and gaze upon the blood-stained spot where poor Fallow died. It calls aloud for vengeance. Follow me. Nobody about at the fountain, that's lucky. It's usually surrounded by those chattering she-monkeys, the vassals. Strong wine is bad for the elf. I wish there was a royal event every day. It gives people such a thirst. So you rogue Bolbeck, that's the way you treat your wine. But your excellency, Baron Turrendorf, I study the elf for me customers. My wine will never hurt them. There isn't a headache in a hogshead of it. Silence, now listen to me. Sell your watered-down wine to the rabble of Prague as much as you like, but if you tamper with the wine for the Citadel, I'll stick your head under that fountain for a week. You understand? Perfectly. Oh, here comes Valsha. Better make myself scarce. It has succeeded. They now cry for vengeance. I feel inspired. All is ready. Now we only await the entrance of the Princess Marie into the city, the signal for the Saxons to break out. Yet ere I go, let me offer up that prayer to our patron saint, the one my noble father used on the eve of battle, the prayer I made Regine teach to my dear lost son. Saint Adolf, great apostle of the North, patron saint of warriors, grant thy aid if my cause be just. Humbly I implore thy intercession for success. If unjust, command me to desist, and I will obey. Good morrow, Valsha. My name? Who told you I was Valsha? Yourself. Myself? Did I ever before see you? No, but I have seen you. Where? On the riverbank, beneath the ramparts of the Citadel. I have both seen and heard you. Heard? What have you heard? These words. Ludgar, Valsha, throne. Indeed, yes. Shall I tell you what these words mean? Ludgar keeps Valsha from the throne. Hush. Oh, fear me not. I hate Prince Ludgar. You with all your wrongs cannot detest him half as much as I do. I come to offer you assistance. Who are you? What is your country? The world. Your occupation? I have none. What are you then? I know not what I am. I have been monk, robber, soldier. I have tried everything, and everything has failed. I feel I was not born to be the wretch I am, but only wait some lucky chance to place me in my proper sphere. Should I trust you? Would you serve me? Faithfully. Fight for me? Like the devil. If I gave you armor and valiant followers, what would you do with them? Conquer Bohemia for you. But my recompense? Anything you ask, except the crown. Oh, that would never tempt me. What is your name? In the cloisters, they called me Graf. And ever since, I have known no other name. Come, time presses. I will lead you to your brave companions. Well, to be sure, what a lot of wine I sold today, and what a lot of water. The new queen is coming this way, and the crowd is hastening to meet her. Ah! I'll shut up shop and go and meet the queen. Mina! Have you seen my vessel? What are you laughing at? You're the 10th person today I've heard inquiring after his servant. Where the devil have they all got to? Gone perhaps to Fallow's funeral. Slaves have no business to go to funerals. My Lord Governor, the new Queen, Princess Marie, approaches. My liege, what means this? The Saxons have escaped. They have fired the town and are putting all the people to the sword. To arms, to arms! Convey the princess back to the palace! Not to the palace! 'Tis in flames! Valsha leads the vassals! They have proclaimed their sovereign! Soldiers, soldiers, protect your queen! Ah! my friends. This day the despised daughters of Moravia triumph over their cruel tyrants. Cedric, bring forth the prisoners. Yes, my queen. Queen Valsha. I am. 'Tis to your valor I owe it. How shall I reward you? Yes, I know. You shall be my prime minister, my sole advisor. A thankless task. A title, then. My father's name, a story. A name, a title. Psha! A breath, let them go. Gold shall be yours. Ah, gold. The universal tempter. I see you begin to understand the act of reigning, Valsha. But I want it not. What would you have? Prince Ludgar's head. His head? What cause have you to wish his death? Hatred. When a rebel on my way to execution in Hungary, a young princess shaken at the sight, implored her father for my pardon. That princess was Marie. Marie, and from that moment I loved her. Marie loves Ludgar. He must die. No, no. Seek not his death. And I will make Marie yours. But force must not be employed. 'Twill be needless, then. Disguised as a Hungarian soldier in the princess's service, I will tell Prince Ludgar that his beloved is in danger here and offer to escort her home to safety in Hungary. How can you hide a royal jewel from the world? The Scandinavian deserts will conceal us. Once beyond the gates of Prague, Marie is mine forever. Instead of König, I will take her to Volp and the caverns of Newburg, whose vast labyrinths are the retreat of robbers and murderers. I know them. When I reach Volp, I'll ring the alarm bell thrice. You will then know I have succeeded. It shall be as you desire. Conduct this warrior to Prince Ludgar. Ah, the first of the prisoners come. I'll meet them as a queen. Welcome, proud nobles, to our royal banquet. Governor Tarrandorf, you hoary tiger who hurled our poor sister fellow from the ramparts, you shall share the same fate as she. Hurl him from the ramparts of the citadel. The others back to the dungeon. Grant me mercy, Valsha, mercy! Away with him! No more, and bring forth Prince Ludgar. Let me pass. I'm the purveyor of farm wise to the Queen. What of you, Bolbeck? To serve your majesty. I beg to lay at your majesty's feet this choice Cyprus wine, rescued from the late Baron Tarrandorf. The late Baron? Yes, your majesty. I saw him as I came hither, tumbling like a bittern with a bolt shot through his head from the top of the eastern rampart. So by this time he must be the late Baron. Bolbeck, you used to call me the most saucy Tartar when Valsha was a slave at the fountain. Ah, your majesty, 'tis false. Who has dared to slander me? I dared, Master Bolbeck. Mina at the banquet. Then I'm dished. You little thought how soon your pride would have a fall. A fall? Yeah, like Tarrandorf's, no doubt. How frightened you look. Well, I'll be merciful to you and take you into my service as a buffoon. My liege, the populace would know the reason for Tarrandorf's death. Let them rail on. Here I am queen. Yet I will speak to them. Make a fool of me, would they? No matter. I must try and deliver this message from Regine to Prince Ludgar. Ah, fortune smiles on me. Here he comes, and with that fellow Graf, who I warrant cuts throats oftener than he cuts his own beard. Thanks to thee, Graf, my friend, I consent. To you, then, I confide the dearest treasure of my life, Marie. Doubt not, I will take care of her. he falls into the snare. Prince Ludger, I have an important message for you. Here, it's in the bottom of the picture. What are you whispering for? Only asking His Highness to drink the Queen's health. Give it to me. To the bottom, my lord. Queen Valsha's health. Ah, the message. Be patient. You shall be saved. Trust Regine. The people demand to see Ludger and Marie alive. Marie, hell shall not wrest her from my grasp. They must behold them. Well then, I will lead Marie forth, and they can see her depart willingly with me, and you can show Ludger from the balcony. Yes, and he shall speak to them from there. No, you are mad, but speak my words. Now go, take Marie. Ludger, you must tell these turbulent citizens to disperse, and that you swear allegiance to my rule. A Saxon sword at your back will help you to collect your thoughts. Give me a moment, Valsha. They come not. Marie must be safe before I speak. At last, they pass the gates. Now, Prince, we will go together to the ramparts. Vassal away! Know that I am still your king. Treachery, dissembling villain, a worthy offspring of a treacherous sire. Gods, run him through. Forbear, oh spare him, Valsha, he shall die. But not by your decree. Who dares oppose it? Yourself. Have you not for 15 years been seeking your long-lost son? Heaven knows I have. Destroy that son? Son? Quick, Regine, the proof. Can Ludger be my son? He is. The story most strange is brief. The Queen's son and yours were committed to my care. The Queen's child died, and King Premislaus ordered yours to be substituted for his, the living for the dead. My son! My son! Let me gaze upon thee, and I would have shed their blood. Forgive thy mother. This hateful crown has turned my brain. Long live the Queen. Queen no more. I am a mother now. Indeed, if you be my mother, restore me to Marie. Marie! In the hands of that villain Klaus. Yes. It may not be too late to rescue her. Rescue her? What mean you? She is in the hands of a friend, a monster. Wretched woman, what have you done? One hope remains. That fatal alarm bell has not yet sounded. Haste to Volb. You may still intercept them. Fly to the forest. Save Marie. Save my queen. Really resigned all her power are in Prague? All. Now Graf has been caught and Mary saved, this very hour upon this spot, her Saxon followers will lay down their arms at her command. Hark! The new king and queen approach. Valsha, 'tis our meat. Valsha, and meat. I am his parent. An hour ago his queen. He cannot mean it. Ludger, the promise I made that my Saxon followers shall lay down their arms is about to be fulfilled. Here come my brave defenders now. I also claim full pardon for my companions, the vassals. It shall be granted. Long live King Ludger and Queen Marie. I do not speak for myself. You know how I deplore the misfortunes which have sprung from my guilty ambition. Fulfill your promise, madam, and rest assured that I will perform mine. Madam, he never called me mother. Brave Saxons, children of the oak, my son Ludger now reigns. He will be your protection and your friend. Long live the king. Citizens of Prague, tomorrow I celebrate my nuptials with the Princess Marie. May the auspicious event herald happier days for Bohemia. Have all the Saxons surrendered their arms? All. Perform your duty! Soldiers, arrest this woman! What means this outrage? Ludger, my son! Miserable woman, I am not thy son. Regine deceived you to save my life. The child of Valsha is a wanderer. He left the convent where he and Ludger were raised by Regine 15 years ago. Betrayed! One moment since a queen, a mother, now nameless, childless, desolate. Disarmed, a captive, and Marie wrenched from my arms. She is now another's. Oh, for 1 hour of liberty. Marie, Marie! Come, neighbour, come and drink a toast to the new king and queen. Though there's no gratitude in courts, for after all my services, the king has only made me keeper of this prison here, neath the citadel. Many prisoners? Only 2, that fellow Graf there and Valsha. She's been condemned to death today and going to be thrown from the ramparts, her own favourite form of punishment. Valsha condemned. My curses have not proved in vain. Am I sentenced too? Not till after the royal wedding tomorrow. Here comes the new governor of the citadel, Count Melanie. Oh, then I take my leave. Bolbeck, the king's royal pardon has been extended to the most unworthy of criminals this day. Graf is free. Strike off his chains. I suppose Valsha's included in the royal pardon too? No. The citizens will not hear of it. But what shall be done for an executioner? The late king's reign was so peaceful that the state executioner fell into a lethargy and died from want of exercise. You want an executioner for Valsha? He is here. You? Even so. Some persons desire to feast their eyes with the last dread scene in life's tragedy. I like to act in it. 'Tis but one step higher in the scale of cruel pleasure. The request is a strange one, but it shall be granted. Here comes the wretched woman. Valsha, there is death on your lips. Let me hear the sentence. I speak in sorrow, not in triumph. Valsha shall suffer the punishment of death. We are to accompany you to the ramparts. The ramparts? Yes, you are to be hurled. Hush! Let me not think on it. Then think upon thy broken faith, false woman. Here! He comes to feed his hatred on my sufferings. But I would not quit this weary world in strife. Graf, I would see and speak with you before I die. Valsha, you shall see me before you die. Count Melinik, grant me one last request. The old nurse Regine waits without. I wish to see her. Your wish is granted. Balbec, admit Regine. We will withdraw, but remember the fatal hour draws near. Regine, your hatred is gratified. Behold me vanquished. Your death I never sought, but when I saw the life of Ludgard threatened, 'tis past. You only see the wretched mother now, who beseeches you to seek out her son and convey to him a dying mother's blessing. Be comforted, Valsha. I promise to do so. Your time is come. The people grow impatient for the execution. I come. The public monster must be appeased. I like the joy, whether its object mount the scaffold or a throne. Is there no hope of pardon? None. The king has pleaded with the people, but Tarrandor's friends have turned them against her. Then I must do my duty. Valsha, are you prepared? Aye, my lord. Where's the executioner? Here, Valsha. You, Graf. No, my eyes deceive me. They do not. Did I not tell you, you should see me before you died? I have kept my promise. You have broken yours. You tremble, Valsha, but not with fear. I am ready. Regine, remember, this beautiful country, this noble city, these towers, these palaces and populous streets, all these were mine. This the fair kingdom my son should have ruled over. The king, see, rushes from the palace towards us. Perhaps his life is in danger. Graf, you must do your office quickly. The signal shall be the dropping of this handkerchief. I wish 'twere done. Come, Valsha, touch me not. Your hands may hurl me from the battlements. Till then, approach me not. Count Melanic, farewell. Tell your king that he has begun his reign as his father ended his, with a deed of treachery. Companions of my slavery, witness that Valsha dies a queen. They have reached the top. Ah, what a frightful height! Graf awaits the signal. Valsha sinks on her knees in prayer. Heaven's mercy rest upon her soul. Now she stands upon the battlement's extremest edge. There! Forbear! Stay the execution. My queen's entreaties have prevailed with the people, and Valsha is pardoned. Too late. Behold her there. Ill-fated Valsha. I would have saved thee if I could. 'Tis done. And here is your reward. I don't slave for hire. The king has given them blood. Graf bestows upon them gold. Give it to the people, the greedy dogs. Stop, thou man of blood. The law commands you to pray for the soul of the victim you have deprived of life. Pray for her soul. I have no prayer. The monks taught me some, but they are turned to curses. Stay. I do think I remember one. But 'tis so long since I repeated it that I am not certain. I'll try, however. Saint Adolf, great apostle of the north, patron saint of warriors, grant thy aid. That prayer! Tell me, who taught you that prayer? My nurse, the only creature that ever showed me kindness. Miserable man! Your victim was your mother! My mother? I ask no proof. I feel the horrid truth here, in the flames of hell that rage already in my bosom. My mother, see there she lies, a bleeding, mangled corpse upon the rocks. I hear her wailing spirit call me hence, it shrieks in my ears. The parasite with his mother, the murderer with his victim. Ah!